Hey folks, it's Tom, your frugal prepper. I'm out here doing a little work in the garage. I am building me a leak down tester out of some old parts, some old air fittings and stuff. So this little connection right here is just in there temporarily. The rest of these I've got all twisted on. So what you do is basically get all these fittings together, get you a regulator. This is all, there's a YouTube channel called Old School Funk. Does a lot of repair videos, and he's where I learned how to do it. I'll put a link to the video down below. But, so, you basically, get your fittings. You have this part here where you can adjust your pressure coming in. And then you have this gauge for the pressure coming out. Right, and then your compression tester hose can go right here, and you just take the little valve out of it if it's got one, and then it'll put air into your cylinder. And the thing is this little part right here is just a fitting right now to kind of see how it's going to fit. But I got this one right here, the epoxy's drying. I just took and filled it in there with some Harbor Freight epoxy, and so that will get solid. And then you just drill a little tiny hole through this, like the smallest drill bit you got, and it makes it an orifice. And so then like Old School Funk says, it's kind of like old jets on old carburetors and stuff. And so that lets the pressure be real high over here, goes through the orifice, and then you see how much pressure the cylinder can hold. And then you can take your difference and calculate the percentage of leakage you have and see if it's acceptable or not. And then of course it comes in handy too when you're trying to diagnose like a blown head gasket or a valve issue. So that's really cool. And even for that, if you're just diagnosing a valve issue or a blown head gasket issue, you don't need to know the pressure so much. You could just pop that part off, your compression tester in here, and then turn your pressure and regulate it right here, so that you're just putting enough in there to diagnose the leak. Pretty cool stuff. And so I put a little hook right here on the back of it. You see that there? And that's just so that I can take and hook me a bungee cord up here, hook me up like a bungee cord over here, and then that one can just kind of hold it up straight, and I can just hang it from the hood or whatever when I'm working. And this is all like stuff that I had kind of laying around from, I was going to put this on an old air compressor that I was going to fix up when I got it at Harbor Freight. It was like $5. This gauge I got for $5. I don't know how much the T-fitting. The rest of these fittings I just had in my assortment of fittings from having air tools for years. So, it's really building it for free. Essentially, I had a couple bucks and some epoxy. The rest of the stuff I had laying around. So yeah, if you got some old gauges and stuff like that, man, build your leak down tester. It's another handy diagnostic tool that I can put in my toolkit. So I was just going to show you that. And also, if you look for me on Facebook, I'm no longer on Facebook. I have deleted my account. Facebook and I had a disagreement, and I won't really go into the details of it, but well, yeah, I will. So like, I changed my name on Facebook because I just didn't want to be found for a while. I just wanted to be incognito. As I get more subscribers, more and more of them find me on Facebook. And I don't want to be friends with Facebook and all this with all those people. I try to direct them to the Frugal Prepper Facebook group. But my private Facebook, I kind of like to keep private. I don't necessarily want everybody that's a subscriber knowing what I had for dinner, right? And so that was against Facebook's policy or whatever. And so I was going to try to change it back and just redo my privacy settings and stuff, and then unfriend some people. And Basically, they wanted me to send them all these forms of identification to prove who I was, and promising that I would delete it in so long or whatever. And I'm like, I don't want my information floating around on Facebook's network. They promise they'll delete it within so many hours, but I know how that works. I work in IT. It sits on somebody's server drive forever, and they forget about it, and they get hacked. And then you got hackers walking around with your data trying to steal your identity. Next thing you know, the sheriff's coming up to your house writing bad checks that you didn't even write. Yeah, it's not a good situation. So I just decided to shut down my Facebook account. I have to say, it's been a week now, and I am loving life without Facebook. I am getting so much done instead of being inside on my computer. Like, look, oh look, it's Grumpy Cat, or oh look what so and so that I don't even know who lives in some other part of the country had for dinner. You know, I am out here having fun doing useful things. I built this leak down tester. I had a friend come over with some bad drill batteries. I was able to help him out and get those both charging again for him. So, yeah, you know, like, life's so much more productive without Facebook. I decided to get rid of television years ago. And for a little while after that, I had over-the-air television, but I don't even have that now. Like, the TV that I would watch in our room is just not been even plugged in probably 2 years. I mean, when we first moved in here, I guess we've been here a little over a year. I plugged it in, and I think I turned it on once and watched the DVD, and then I was like, I never turn it on, I'm going to unplug it so it doesn't use power. I do watch some Netflix now and then. I like to watch Star Trek reruns on my MacBook, but that's usually when I like lay down to go to bed. I watch an episode of Star Trek and fall asleep. I mean, that's it. And life's so much better without television. Look, you watch TV and it's run by corporations trying to make money. You know, I pay $9 a month or whatever for Netflix, and I get to watch shows and stuff on there, and I don't even have commercials. I have no idea why these people pay like 50, 60, 70 bucks a month for these cable packages so that they can watch TV with commercials. It's insane. Like my local news, if I do want to watch it, it's available from their website. I can live stream it for free. So, I just don't really have any need for that. Like, these media places like Fox and MSN and CNN, and they just make you dumber, right? They're just trying to tell you it's all corporatized. It's all them trying to get you to think that how they think you should think, and it's all them trying. You know, the end run is to try to make you a good docile citizen, and not even a citizen. Because if you notice now, they call you consumers. They want to make you good docile consumers. They want you to go to work every day and like kind of hate your life and hate your job, and come home and watch TV as an escape from that. And then when that's not working anymore, you're like, you know, I need a brand new car. I'm going to go buy one. And then you get locked into a payment, and you go to work, come home, pay your car payment. You know, then I need the iPhone 16 or whatever, you know, and you spend a whole bunch of money on that. And they lock you into contracts and phone contracts and all this crazy stuff, man. That's what television's about. It's getting you to be a good consumer and getting you to be a docile citizen that doesn't think too much about what's going on. They don't want you to realize that you're in a trap. And that's what this stuff is a trap. That's what Facebook was becoming for me, was a trap. You know, you should go to work and you should love what you do. And even if you don't love what you do, you should find a way to love what you do. And then you should come home and be at home and do fun stuff and be with your family and do little projects. You shouldn't sit around on Facebook. And, you know, as much as I hate to say it, you shouldn't sit around on YouTube all the time. You should just watch Frugal Prepper and that's it. And then, you know, do something productive. It's a trap. Everybody has faith, right? Everybody has faith. They have faith. Some people have faith in, I'm going to get a new car and it's going to make me happy. I'm going to get a new job, it's going to make me happy. I'm going to make more money and it's going to make me happy. I'm going to get more stuff and it's going to make me happy. It doesn't make you happy. God is what makes you happy, and He is where you need to put your faith, because He never lets you down. Okay, stuff, people, things, They will always let you down. They won't make you happy. And when you spend money you can't afford to spend on something, you will look at that. Sorry about the loud exhaust. You will look at that stuff all the time and you will hate yourself for buying it. And that leads to depression. And that's what we have today. We have people going to work, hating their jobs, coming home, watching TV too late, not getting enough sleep because they're trying to get an escape from hating their work life. And then they do it all over again the next day, and they make payments on a bunch of stuff that they thought they would make them happy. They max out their credit cards buying stuff to fill up a big house they can't afford. And the next thing you know, they're depressed. And then they get some pills from the doctor so that they won't be depressed anymore. You know how you fix depression? I know there are people who have real chemical imbalances and depression problems, and I'm not talking about those people. But in general, get out and do something. Plant a garden. Fix a car. Just do something. Have some projects. Do something productive. Everybody needs somebody to love and something to do. And you have to find something to do. You have to find somebody to love. And be happy. So that's my little message. And that's why I'm not on Facebook. I'll talk to y'all later. This is Tom, your Frugal Prepper.